Today on AskBloop, what to do when you're low on motivation. Welcome to AskBloop, more here from bloopanimations.com. It's Friday and it's time for your questions. Can you tell us the release date of Tasteful? It's still a bit hard for me to predict at this moment. We're aiming for a Thanksgiving release, but it's more likely that it will come out at around Christmas. Do you have any tips on motivational blocks when you don't feel like animating or drawing for a while? Well, if you want the grown-up version of this answer is that motivation is irrelevant, especially if you're working at a studio. Nobody is going to wait for you to get in the mood for animating. But for your own personal projects, the ones that are easier to postpone, it's sometimes a bit harder to get yourself to do the hard work. It's not just with animating, it's the same with writing, and I'm sure other artists from all fields struggle with this, not feeling motivating or lacking inspiration. The best way I've found to fight this is to do a little bit of work every day until it becomes a habit. With writing, for example, make a point of writing 500 words a day. As an animator, try animating an entire hour every day. And then slowly you'll notice that you don't need to be inspired to produce good work. And that, in my opinion, is what separates the amateurs from the professionals. Amateurs wait for the muse to strike them, and professionals go and do the work. For more about this, I would highly recommend reading The War of Art, which is the #1 book I would recommend for any creative artist. It'll slap any excuse out of you. I'll link to it in the description. On your way to 100,000 subscribers, congrats. Damn right. Do you think an animator could have the time or money to make a small 3D series online with about 10 minutes an episode? My realistic answer would be no. I think it will be extremely hard for one person to produce a 3D animated web series, even if they had a few people helping them. And 10 minutes an episode is such a long time. 10 minutes? Tasteful is going to be around 2 minutes, and it took 15 people almost 2 years to produce. Obviously, you'll have to make some compromises, so it won't look really good and probably make it shorter than 10 minutes. But even then, I gotta be honest, I don't like the chances of that getting off the ground. Of course, that doesn't mean I don't think creating an animated web series is something worth pursuing. It's probably something we're gonna get into one day as well. But I would recommend starting very small, maybe 1 minute per episode, and keeping the animation super simple. Focus on good writing, and then slowly evolve from there, and maybe eventually you'll get to 10 minutes an episode in a 3D animated web series. That's all the questions for today. If you have one, post it in the comment section below. And if you want to stay updated on animation news, new tutorials, or see if your question was answered, click the subscribe button. I think it's here today. See you next week.